Hey strangers, I know I kinda like went AWOL on you. I really needed to take a break, guys. I was having burnouts. My brain was just on strike. It was like, Clantis, I don't think I can do this if you are not going to take a few days off. I tried it with the flu, but you were still working through that flu. So now I'm just gonna shut down. And you know when your brain shuts down, that's it. It's kaput, done. So every time when I set up and I wanna speak about something, my brain will like, I said I'm not working. So I end up dismantling everything and then I will relax. I think now we are revived, we are rejuvenated, and I feel energetic. So let's go. How are you doing? I hope you guys have been good. I've missed y'all so much. But yeah, it's not about me. You know, every time when the president is stopped by journalists to ask him a question, I'm literally like this, like, please say something right. Please say something right. You hold your breath, and I know what you're going to say. You still hold your breath for this man sometimes? Yeah, okay. So you hope that he says something that is pro South Africans. So I don't know if it was June 16th celebrations, wherever that was. So of course he gets mobbed by the media. So the media ask a very important question that I've asked on this very channel before. I think it was Newsroom Africa, and I'm going to play the clip towards the end of this video, where they said, hey, the 30th of June is coming. So South Africans have put a deadline. What is your deadline? I'm paraphrasing here. There was a bit of a pause, and while he was pausing a little bit, I was like, Charles, say something right. Say something right. Well, the answer was typical politicians' response. I didn't expect anything different. All I expected was the president reminding South Africa that the government is doing something. He speaks about the white paper. He speaks about, there's a threat also he kind of like sprinkled in there about South African security services. So it's quite clear that on the 30th, the army will be deployed. Yeah, the army will be deployed on the 30th of June. But in my head, I'm saying, but Mr. President, it's not only about the 30th of June. It is about the 30th of June. From the 30th of June going forward, illegal foreigners in this country are going to be made uncomfortable. Nobody's going to touch them with our hands. No, because we promote peaceful protest. These protests also are not going to stop. Whether the army is on the street or not, South Africans will intensify their protest still peacefully, because we do not support vigilantism, and they are not vigilantes. And we're also not going to support any looting, because those South Africans are not looters. And also, there's no xenophobia, just like he says in the interview with these journalists, that South Africans are not xenophobic, and it's correct. Because if South Africans were xenophobic, no foreign national will be in South Africa, legal or illegal. Nobody will be here. So he did good there. The other thing that I also picked up from the interview regarding the march and the protest, I think it was Samkelo. He wants to link this march and these protests and the chasing away of illegal foreigners to elections and political environment. Clearly, SABC is tone deaf. And he asked the president if it's not a force that is motivating these protests. No, sir. No. South Africans may have rose during election season. But it's also a good thing that South Africans rose during election season, because the only time politicians listen to South Africans is when they're about to lose something. There's no third force. There's no any. This is the thing about people that are educated. To shut the poor down, they always say they are sponsored, as if they have no brain of their own. They have no agency of their own. They are motivated by money. And when you say, okay, show the proof then. Please show the proof of what you are saying, Sofu Mikwena. Show proof, ma'am. You are a journalist. And as a journalist, you have resources to investigate what you are uttering out of your mouth. If there is a third force or somebody paid, you should be digging and say, South Africa, here you go. You speak like an old fool, ma'am. So anyways, coming back to Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa makes it very clear that we are not xenophobic and all of that stuff. But I also want to say to the president, in as much as you will be deploying security authorities on the 30th, they are going to be stationed there forever until you put a deadline. Until you, the President of the Republic of South Africa, put it there. No envoy that you are going to be sending to sister countries, or you speaking to the President of Malawi, is going to help with anything. The Malawian country said, we have no money. They put out a list of bank accounts where to deposit. A whole country. A whole country does not have money for 0.1% of its population outside the country. Do you see that you are also being manipulated in here? Like, oh, well, South Africa, you take the cost. Because that's what it means. You take the cost and send them back home. Now, what sort of precedent will we be engaging ourselves in? Because another African country is like, well, you did it for Malawi, do it for us too. And another one, and another one, and another one. And then you suck us dry. Haven't y'all suck us dried enough? But one thing is for sure, you can deploy them armies. I think you will make it even worse if you did that. Because South Africans are saying, we know they live in our communities. And we don't want them anymore in our communities. There's nothing that an army can do about that. I think that's the message the president is missing the point on. That, okay, South Africans have declared peace during these protests. So the army will be deployed for nothing. But when it comes to our communities, there's nothing you can do about that. We don't want them. Asibafuni as next door neighbors, Asisabafuni as whatever it is that they may be to us, they need to go. So that is why it's important, Mr. President, to have a deadline. You got to have a deadline. So this approach that you are taking is a result of why Ghana is propagating against South Africa. And you woke up to that fact that there are forces that are trying to tarnish the image of South Africa, and that is Ghana. Ghana is the champion of trying to destroy the image of South Africa. They may tone down a little bit because we got them. They got brown envelope. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs from Ghana is running away from accounting to Parliament, which goes to show his whole campaign was to tarnish the image of South Africa. So no amount of envoy you are going to send out there that's going to change the minds of South Africans unless there's a deadline, Mr. President. That's all I'm asking you. Have some bravado. Have some bravado. And I'm telling you, if the government put up a date, many South Africans are going to be appeased. Because now we will be looking to government to execute the army, the police, the Metro Police, and everyone else hunting down illegal foreigners. every day, like I said, make them uncomfortable in South Africa, enough for them to voluntarily leave, not go and congregate at some park and then demand to be repatriated. If you put a date as government, trust me, they will all run away. And then, Mr. President, your intelligence, where are they? When Somalis, Ethiopians, Bangladeshis, and Pakistanis that are illegally in South Africa saying it flat out, they are not going anywhere because they have spent millions of rands to be protected from deportation. They've paid politicians, they've paid police, they've paid municipal workers, mayors, you name them. What is your intelligence doing about that? Because there's no way that I would trust a police officer that has been taking hundreds of thousands of rands as protection fee from the Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, Ethiopians, and Somalis, and then say, oh yeah, take him, take him. Do you think he's going to do it? No. He's not going to do it. The police officer is not going to do that. Why? Because the Pakistani, the Bangladeshi, and all of these people might do something terrible to the police officer or to the mayor or to the MMC for safety and all that stuff, because those are the people they are saying they are paying. Why are you not conducting an investigation around that? Do you see how South Africans are getting agitated? And you know that South Africans, when we say something, guys, no looting, nothing, nobody will be doing that. No South African will be doing that. But we also know that there are going to be forces that will want to tarnish and discredit much and much in Sizwe and all these people by them burning stuff and then blame it on them. We are aware of that intelligence. We are fully aware of that intelligence. So on the 30th, Mr. President, there will be no violence. No South Africa will be taking the law into their own hands. There will be no vigilantism. But what there will be, no illegal foreigner. If you are a legal foreigner in our community, we don't have a problem with you. You can stay. But if you are staying, are you following the laws of the country when it comes to labor law? Are you being exploited? Are you being exploited? Do you have UIF? Do you have all the necessities that a South African would have if they were employed? So you cannot be documented, but you are also a slave. No, we're not going to accept that. But yes, the police is going to find out all this information on our behalf, because that's what we will do. We will put our trust, yeah, I know, cautionary, to the authorities to do this. That's what we will do. But violence, no, we're not going to touch nobody. South Africans, we are not going to touch nobody. Nobody's stuff, nothing like that. But what we will do is make it extremely uncomfortable for illegal foreigners in this country. They will know no peace from us. We will be calling the police on them day and night. If they pay their way, we will still call the police day and night. If they run away to another community, that community will be ready for them. They will also again get called on, the police will be called on them until they leave. It's going to be uncomfortable from the 1st of July going forward. It's going to be uncomfortable. So you can have your army forever if you want on the street. And by the way, that does not look good when it comes to global image of South Africa when you're deploying the army. Because visitors, when they're driving through with their tour bus and they're seeing the army, they will think there's a war that they are unaware of. And they might actually turn around and go back. It's not a good look. That is why putting a deadline as government will speed up the process. As government, you put a deadline. See, South Africans put the 30th and government put its own. Trust me, people will voluntarily leave because they know now that the government has put a deadline. The government will use its resources to hunt them down. And these roadblocks that are done every blue moon, it's not working. Roadblocks should be every God-given day. From the morning all the way to the next morning. That means around the clock. You have roadblocks entering all the economic hubs of South Africa. From Cape Town all the way to Mafikeng or even Zeerust. So they know that, oh, if I wake up and I take a chance and take a taxi to work, I'm not coming back. That is what South Africans are asking for. Don't tell us about things that you're still working on that are going to be implemented either in late 2027, early 2028, or even late 2028. We don't have that time. That patience warned off a long time ago. Anyways, here's the clip, and please, whatever you do, enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll see you next time with a new one. Goodbye.
Mr. President, thank you for your time. The issue of immigration is at the top of South Africans' minds. 30 June is a deadline that has been set for you. Don't you have your own deadline?
Well, I have intervention measures that are being taken to address the concerns of our people. And as I announced the other day when I addressed the nation, I outlined a number of interventions that we are taking. And those interventions have largely been welcomed by our people as immediately effective and important steps that we need to be taking to ensure that we have people in our country who are fully documented. So, as I said, no South African must take any action against any person from any of our African sister countries. That is the responsibility of government and government officials. So the 30th, the so-called 30th of June, in my view, is not an event that is even necessary because we are addressing the challenges that our people are facing. And we must not allow South Africans to be duped and to be misled by those who want to foster instability in our country. And we will not allow that. So security forces in our country are going to ensure that there is no instability and there's no disruption of the lives of our people. But government is continuing the interventions that we announced.
President Samkela from the SABC, two questions on my side. Is the issue of illegal immigration being used as a political football by some in order to influence the upcoming local government elections on the 4th of November? Then secondly, the hot potato, the interdict you filed, just some of the points you've raised in your court papers. Why the interdict at this point in time? Why not earlier when you ultimately decided to take the report on legal review? Thank you.
Well, just dealing with the issue of the whole issue of the review, that is a matter that is now taking its course. As every South African, including the President, has their own rights in terms of the Constitution, that must be allowed to happen, and the courts will decide. It's not my decision. It's going to be the courts of our country who are the real arbiters of disputes in our country. And so let us allow that process to ensue. Now, with regard to a number of those who are making a lot of noise about these marches that are taking place, there does seem to be an intention to destabilize the country. And clear message is that we are not going to allow that. We are not going to allow the grievances and the concerns of our people to be misused and to be abused by those who have nefarious intentions. Our people have heard the message, and we are taking action and we are implementing the interventions that are in the end going to address those needs.
Mr. President, Slinda Losibata from ENCA, your response to the World Health Organization's head, especially it seems as a disinformation and misinformation campaign about what is happening in South Africa, and I think you've seen the visuals of what's transpiring in Durban. Are there conversations happening with the other countries in Africa, particularly Malawi, that seems to be struggling to repatriate their citizens?
Yes, there's a lot of disinformation, that is aimed at tarnishing the image of South Africa. We have explained fully the challenge that we have of immigration in our country, and many other countries around the world, including our own continent, have their own challenges of immigration. The one thing that South Africans are not is xenophobic. South Africans are not xenophobic, and we are addressing their concerns. And I spoke to the president of Malawi just a few days ago, and he said to me, we understand the challenge and the problems that you are facing, and we are with you, and we are there to support you, and we will work with your government to enable those who want to leave and those who may be undocumented to leave peacefully. And that is the commitment I gave him, and I had a very good exchange with President Mutharika on the telephone. And we have also said that we are going to have time to meet. Now, my envoys are going to be leaving to various countries on the continent to deal specifically with the disinformation, with the position that government has taken on this issue. So we are addressing these issues, both the concerns of those who are outside our country and those who are inside our country. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you so
I have
much.
to run.
No, you can't run just yet. Why did it have to take March and other groupings for you to actually start these interventions? I would argue you've lost the room, Mr. President.
No, we have actually been doing a lot of work, changing our immigration laws and also empowering our immigration officials to address these specific issues. And of course, the challenge of immigration that we're facing is in the end an economic one, because those who come to our country are in the main economic migrants or refugees. So therefore, we want the whole region and the continent to address this issue together with us, so that we address the root cause of why people would leave their own country and come to what they see as an economic oasis. And so as we address these problems, we are making advances, and now we are getting more and more stronger as we address these problems. It's not
See you on the 30th? Where will you be on the 30th of June? Will you be in the country?
I haven't checked my diary. Yes, I will be here, home.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. President.